All right, let's go. Let's get this over with. Show on the road. Throw the roses away. Let's just do the thing we all got to do. Let's begin our hour-long pitch session. And boy, oh boy, do we got bitching to do. So, hey, Metal, played a great third period until we turned it off after the icing. Yep. Marlboro man Rhino ruined our third goalie. Rhino was our third goalie. What a mess, right? Yeah. Hey, Trey. Ari, I know. Steven says, I've never been so upset at Reinhardt before, so it's an odd feeling, but what in the bloody hell was he thinking? Yeah. No disagreements there. It's cold. Turn on the heater. But now, the first goal was definitely Reinhardt. The second one, Vanacek has to know. He's got to know. He's got to know that's going to be a wraparound. Right? You got to know when there's going to be a reach around, and you got to know when there's going to be a wraparound. Otherwise, you're lacking. Metal says we haven't won a game in regulation since March 13th. No joke, right? Kachukin, what'd you say? Let's see. What Kachukin, you said, take a look and chat about it. Take a look at what? There's not a, if you sent a link, YouTube must have deleted it. Kachukin. Hey, Cade. Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap your mind around whatever the hell that was last night. That was the hockey gods, man. Little J says Vanacek was swimming on that wraparound more than I swim Fort Lauderdale Beach. And it was like, you're just waiting for him to move over. You're like, he's going behind the net. Like you literally had time to yell at him, he's going behind the net before he figured it out. You're copywriting bibbity bobbity no. Hold on a second. Trey says, are we talking about the game first or Matthias having a baby first? No, let's wait till we got another wait till we got enough people in the chat. So I only have to kind of discuss this once. Oh, by the way, Trey. Trey. Here you go, Trey. Yeah, always got to watch out for those reach arounds. Oh, Kachukin says, our Panthers 10 games into Eki suspension. What news? Wait, Kyle just said, did anyone break the news to me yet?
It's not hockey related. So.
What is it?
Last night, Val Kilmer.
Oh, Val Kilmer, yeah. I saw that this morning. I saw that this morning while I was going through things. Thanks, bud. Yeah, hello, darkness, my old friend. Hey, Joe. It was definitely an April Fool's game last night. Right? Yeah, Verhaeghe's broken. Steven, I don't understand. We have to fix Verhaeghe. Lag says there's a reason why Capitals and Devils got rid of Vanacek. That overtime goal was awful. Would have been better off 4-on-3 empty net. I don't think that's I don't know. I disagree with that. Covington says, screw the division. Just rest everybody till the start of the playoffs. Team can't win, score, hold on to a lead right now, so just get ready for the playoffs. Have we heard anything about Barkov? Like, is he just going to play on one leg the rest of the way? Yeah, no, we have no viable backup if Bob goes down. Like the stream when we moved to Hartford. Yeah. Lil J says, not like Knight was our savior, but at least he won a playoff game. Yeah, I know. I know. All right, I'm scrolling to the bottom because I missed a lot of. Kachuk says, while Eki is suspended, points per game is down 30%. Goals against is up 8.5%. Chat's going fast. Goals for is down 34%. Per game is down 189%. Dang. Tristan says, you play Toronto tonight. All bad things come to an end in Toronto for every team but Toronto, saying this as a Leafs fan. And I appreciate that. However, didn't Montreal had lost like 5 in a row when they played us at the start of these 2 games? Hadn't they lost a bunch of games in a row? Kate says, there's Kachuk, but I'm not sure how useful he really is. I don't know, man. The way Maurice talked about it, Kachuk is he hopes to have him back for the playoffs depending on when the games are scheduled. Yikes. Is this how we find out Ekblad is actually the glue guy? I mean, the problem is, even if he is, how are we going to pay for him anyway? I heard a little, I saw Paul a little bit last night, Metal. JC says Barkov is a beast, a potential Hall of Famer, but he can't do it alone. Barkov needs stars on his side to really shine. Not sure if this will bring his stock down with Chucky out. We have reverted to Huberdeau days. Eki is allowed to practice today. Gotcha. Beards per capita is down 70%. Yeah, Metal, he's not upset, not even a little, right? We talked about that on the podcast today. Yeah, he's not even a little bit upset. All right, he did something. TSN showed a shot of him getting worked on his hip, apparently. And then he was out for like the last 5 minutes of the second period, and then he came back. Joe says, I honestly think it's just that they're tired from the finals runs, 4 nations, and covering for the missing guys. Maybe this is the best that they can do. Last night, Joe, that kind of feels like that's what we got. It's kind of what it feels like. Like, I can't look at last night and say we can really give much more effort than that, considering the guys that are out. You know, I don't know why Reinhart. I mean, I get it. You're trying to do too much, trying to do it all. But just, yeah, that's right, Jameson. Don't forget the Finland trip. I just don't know why. For you guys that play hockey, this is a question because I've not played hockey. In that situation, is Reinhart doing what he's taught to do by going down to block the shot, even though he's basically right in front of the goaltender? Or was that stupid is as stupid does? Kachuk says, quick to judge would say you need to consider the fact that Chucky is also out. However, the Panthers went 6-1 without Kachuk. The Rhino was not supposed to do that. Okay, thank you, JC. The thing about Ekblad being out is how many of those games are skewed because Kulikov is out. I mean, right? Did they divide that between when Ekblad was out and Ekblad and Kulikov have been out? Because I would venture a guess that it got infinitely worse once Kulikov got hurt. Kennedy says, Florida losing in the final 9 seconds just to make sure the Leafs don't clinch. So petty. Oh, my God. Well, you'll have an opportunity to clinch tonight, right? Icy says, the 4 Nations was awesome, but I don't think they should do that again. It's just a toll on your all-star players in the NHL. I agree. Trey says, I would say it's bad luck. These guys aren't X-Men and can't control where the deflection is going to go. Well, but what about my theory, Trey, of just like let the goalie handle that puck, since that's like his job? Like, am I Trey says, but my only job in hockey was to hit people. So like if you just let the goalie play it, there's no deflection to worry about, right? I think so, Communist. I think so. He's asking if both teams clinch for the win tonight. I think, because we did get a point last night. Bill J says we just have so little depth. Well, technically we have depth. I talked about this in the podcast this morning. I was up at like 3. The depth guys aren't scoring. Now Verhaeghe, I'm not counting his depth, but Verhaeghe, Rodriguez, Boquist, and Luosterainen, like they're just not scoring at all, like in months, like 1 goal a month. And so that is supposed to be the depth. And it's the same guys, right? They're just suddenly not scoring at all. All of them at the same time. Kate says, yeah, it would have been great with a hat trick, right? Julian says, woof, we lose tonight. I guess pencil in Tampa. Metal says that means we have no depth. You see a negative Andy on your screen? Where's Andy? Andy's in the other room. Kachuk says, forwards are so worried to pass the puck across the ice because they don't trust the defense to stop the rush chances. Interesting. So Patrick says, I play as a defenseman, and in instances like that, you always let the goalie take the bouncing puck, get to the sides of the goalie so they can deflect it to you or so you can take your man out. Julian, I'm not sure how Barkov is. I'm sure he's going to play, right, because he played at the end last night. Did anybody ask Maurice last night? I didn't get a chance to watch watch his post game. I got interrupted in the middle of it. Yeah, they're covering for Bornfoot, Balinskis. Although Schmidt played well last night. Let's give Schmidt some credit last night. I just don't know now with, how many minutes he's getting because Kulikov is out, if he's going to hold up. I just don't know if he's going to hold up. All right, he says, I played D for 11 years. It's better to just play against the boards than block it with no pressure. Bowler says, if things continue to get worse, at what point do you just cut your losses and gear up for next season? Well, I would think it's after tonight. And I don't mean for next season, but in terms of if we lose this game tonight, I think the division is almost out of reach, all things considered, with the injuries and suspensions and all of that. Like at some point, you just settle in at third place and just start giving some guys some nights off if Maurice will do that. OJ says, at this point, we lost in the first round in 7, I'd be happy. I don't even know if we got 7. We're going to have to win our games early in the playoff series. These guys are wiped. Gachukin says people should stop talking trash about Vanny. If we had Knight, we lose that game 5-1 without Jones. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it's kind of either or at this point, right? Ari says, once again, though, it was simple mistakes that cost us more. Simple mistakes that should never happen at this level, especially with a team of this caliber. GE says the blame game is dumb. Why no timeout prior to that last offensive zone faceoff to get everyone on the same page and a bit of rest? Good teams win those games. So that's a good point. Balinskis has been a huge problem lately. Yeah, I mean, not so much last night, but he's been having a lot of giveaways, right? Trey says if we still had my son, we win that game 2-0. He might be right though. But then again, without Ekblad and Kulikov and Jones, I don't know. Are you going to go play defense, Trey? Yeah, we're kind of screwed no matter who we play, Tampa, Toronto, or Ottawa. If we don't get our guys back, yeah. Chucky says, we just got to hope Tampa wins the division. If we have to play Tampa without Ekblad to start, we're just going to get goalied by Vasilevsky. Yeah, I hear you, Goat. Oh, I see. He's just mentioning that because Vegas lost to Dallas in the first round in 7. Gotcha. That makes some. I get it. Metal says we get goalie by everyone. It's shot quality, and the coach doesn't care about scoring goals. Hi, Dana. Hi, Dana. Sherfasi, if you want to see somebody be pissed, go back and watch the end of the stream when Montreal scored. The role of Angry Jaws was played by Kyle last night. He was pissed. The night jerseys are on sale, Dana. You almost broke your TV. Yeah, Kyle lost it. On that subject, since we got enough people here, I only want to address this once. I don't want to answer a bunch of questions about it because it sucks. But part of the reason why Kyle lost it last night is because I had to tell him some news. The same news I have to tell you guys right now. So, as close to basically for no reason as you can get, as close to basically for no reason. Yeah, Trey, you knew before. Yeah, I had to. So very close to no reason for what I'm about to tell you. And that is that Donna decided to ghost us. Complete ghost, block, the whole thing. Middle of a conversation, middle of a text conversation, gone. Just blocked everywhere, ghosted, done. So that's all I had to say about that. Be careful with people because they will lie to you and tell you all sorts of bullshit. They will lie to you and tell you all sorts of bullshit and then simply vanish. I mean, she was here this weekend. Everything was great. Perfect. Had a great night with Kyle. Played Uno all night. Everything was fine. No issues. Quite literally no issues. And just poof. So that's the name of that tune. Roaring, you're being ghosted by a chick now too. Yep. So, yeah. Now, I didn't want to tell you guys yesterday because I don't think you would have believed me that it wasn't a April Fool's joke. She did this Monday night to me. She did it Monday night. Hey, Austin. So, well, there's no gold to be digging here. I don't think that's what it was, TK. Trey says, can I say something? Yeah, she blocked me on Facebook. She blocked me on the phone. She unsubscribed from the channel. She unsubscribed from the men's channel, but I guess she's still I guess she's still a member for whatever reason. I don't trust anyone. Vincent, you can only wait for people to take actions. When they tell you everything that you want to hear, and they tell you that they agree with you on basically everything, and they tell you that they've healed from trauma, and they tell you all of the things, you only have two choices. You can trust that they're being honest, or you can never trust anybody. And the first opportunity that she was presented with to make good on any of the words that she used, quite literally, just gone. Not even a response. Just poof, gone. So that's the end of that. Fox says, just enjoy your life and enjoy time with me and Kyle. At this point, yeah. At this point, yeah. She got me attached to her dogs. Remember, she brought the dog every time with her. So now I got the dog's bed and toys over here. You know. No, Austin, it was Donna. It was Donna. Yeah, my daughter was funny on the stream. Yeah. No, absolutely not, Sabrina. There's no that kind of trust. Just poof, just gone. So, oh no, I'm not TK. I'm not giving it back. I already activated my Rover account so that we can do the dog sitting. I had put the Rover account on pause because Leia wasn't good with other dogs and she was coming every weekend. So I just put that, and Lord knows that cost me money. It cost me money, serious money, because I had a few people that wanted. So, but now that she pulled this, I'm back on Rover. So hopefully I can get some business that way, because power company called me this morning and I didn't even want to talk about it. So yeah. Yeah, I know. I appreciate that, Kenneth. No, Austin, I don't know. Honestly, Austin, I would never accuse her of doing that. She just completely ghosted me. I have no idea. I have a small smidgen of some kind of clue that might be it, but she just completely disappeared and ghosted me. Just gone. And so that was part of why Kyle was so upset last night. Shafasi, your ex of 5 years did the same thing. Yeah. I mean, that's what Karen did. And Donna knew that. Karen left after 6 years, would never even have a phone call with me. Still haven't had a phone call with her this day. So, Express, yeah, no, I know. I'm from a different generation. You know, and you know what? But so is she. So I can't make that excuse. And if you look at her Facebook page, even today, somebody sent me what she had said, and she posted a thing about being kind. My daughter said it. My daughter sent it to me. She posted something about being kind. And my daughter's like, I'm not so sure about what's kind about she ghosting you. So yeah, no, hey, look, another year, another X, another cup. I'm in. I appreciate that, Austin. You know what's interesting about that, Vincent? What's really interesting, Vincent is saying you live an interesting life, dude. Is this a promo for a new book. I told her on Sunday that was one of the things I'm doing this year, this summer, is writing the second book. I literally told her that on Sunday, that I was writing another book. It's funny that you would bring that up. Yeah, at least this time it didn't take 6 years, right? Yeah, you know, yeah, it means we win another one. Sure, why not? Yeah, Austin said, Kyle said the F word a lot yesterday, and that's why. Yep, absolutely. I can't afford it right now, Dana. I can't even afford my own food right now, unfortunately. She's saying it's time for another dog. I mean, I don't want to complain about it, but you know, when I can pay my bills on time, then I can afford a dog. Trey says life is just one big thump and chase, right? No more OnlyFans, yeah. No, Austin, there's nothing that anybody did. This is her own emotional. She used to tell me, she told me this almost every day. I don't want to get too derailed, but I'll say this one thing. Every day she would tell me how grateful that she was to be in a relationship with someone who, if there was an issue that needed to be discussed, that I would discuss it with her and had a high emotional intelligence to talk with her about things instead of shutting down and running away. And she would every day tell me how she was grateful for that and how she insisted that I would never have to worry about anybody doing to me what Karen did, which was leave and never say anything. And the very first opportunity I gave her, a very minor opportunity to prove that, and she didn't even answer saying, no, we can't have a conversation. Just blocked, gone. And now she's on Facebook posting about being kind and being an empath. So be careful out there, guys. It's absolutely dangerous. As the saying goes, bros before hoes. Express, hey, ask for 5% of Bob's salary. That's not too bad. I'll take it. Right. So, all right, let's go back to hockey. All right, I appreciate all the support. I genuinely do. But I know there's people that don't want to hear it. So let's get back to hockey. All right. So tonight, can we win the division if we don't win tonight? I don't think so. I really don't. It might be okay. Yeah, Trace says, yep, Austin, that's true. Take for Hagee's money. Yeah, I can score one goal in every 2 months. I could probably do that, Ari. You know, Shafasi, I just wonder how exhausted Reinhardt is. Remember, he did 4 Nations. Remember, Reinhardt's big part of his game is mental. You know what I mean? And if he's mentally exhausted, maybe that's why he's making some mistakes. You know? Yeah, Vincent, I understand about the trying to poke. Absolutely. Absolutely an attempt at gaslighting. So Kachukin says, looking ahead, we need to prioritize defense long-term, and we'll need to let some forwards walk to shore up the back end. Extending Ekblad needs to happen, hopefully at a reasonable price point, so we can bring in another defender as well and get back to playing Panthers hockey, which we have not seen at all this year. How the things change, right? How things change once a guy is out of the lineup. Now, we all know we give Ekblad a lot of shit, and at least 70% of it is just razzing him. He makes his mistakes, and he has his bad days. But you might have to see like a Rodriguez go and a Sordif in That's what's Rodriguez making, $3 million, something like that. I mean, that would save us $2 million because Sordev's going to be making close to $1 million. And we got to get Bennett signed too. I agree with Trace that Toronto in the first round wouldn't be the worst thing. If Tampa won the division, even if we were on the road, it's just like that. Me personally, if I'm the coach right now, I'm playing tonight. We're playing tonight, right? But with Barkov being dinged and Sam Miskevich slamming himself into the frickin' boards and Mikola's got something going on a little bit. With all of that, I'd be like, look, let's just smoke a doobie, take third place, and get healthy and rested and figure out how we can help Tampa win the division by letting them win the last game of the year. That helps. And then take that path again. We've done it before. Yeah, Joe says, I think they do care about winning. Did you see Barkov slumped over the bench after they tied it? I really think they're just so exhausted to beat up from the finals rung and everything else. It very much could be. Unfortunately, it very much could be just mental exhaustion. IDK, the problem is he's got a no-move clause. So even if we wanted to, and I agreed with you, which I'm not saying I do or I don't, we gave him a no-move clause. So how you're going to go to Carter and be like, hey, so would you and your new wife like to move to Buffalo? All he has to do is say no. Chris says, I'm still mad that we lost last night. Now I'm worried that I know we had big pieces missing from the lineup, but the way we lost, let's be honest, the way we lost was not okay. Just not okay. Yeah, I thought, yes, Sam will look like he died, right? Jay says, I'm not going full. We want Toronto, but between Toronto, Tampa, and Ottawa, someone has to be the first choice. I think that's pretty easy choice, right? I think it was 4 shots on goal in the third period, Colin. Ha! Mackey almost died and still did more of them last night, Joe says. I was worried. About that. Yeah, Trey says Ottawa has a hot goalie and an angry captain. No thanks. Especially when the angry captain is Chucky's brother. And Chucky's going to get all juiced up to play his brother when he's just getting back on the ice from whatever happened to his groin. Kachuk says, might have blamed Eki too much. This was perpetuated by the fact that Kulikov played very well last season and to this season. He hasn't even out to playing close to his age, skill, and price point. That's for sure. I know, Express. She had so much time to get back. You're just sitting there watching him, and it's like, what are we doing? What are you doing? Yeah, all right. I was really worried about Mackey, especially when they started giving Rodriguez shifts on that second line. I was concerned. Joe says losing in the first round is not unprecedented. Washington did it after their win. Blues after theirs. Avalanche and Knights did the same thing. Tampa lost first round 2 years after all their runs. That's a good point. It's a good point. Vincent says, it's funny, looking at photos from both games, it shows how physical the Canadians were. They're banging hard. Panthers aren't mentally there. No, mentally just, I think they're wiped. How much juice are they going to get from the playoffs and getting guys back? I mean, we'll see. X says, take Mackey out. Bang Chucky to Rhino on the bang-bang play has been gone. Yeah, the bumper play. That's true. Yeah, Habs are in the same spot we were last 2 years, pretty much. Austin thinks the NHL wants Senators versus Maple Leafs and Panthers versus Lightning. I mean, it'd be easier on the travel, but I'm not interested in Tampa in the first round. I'm really not interested in anybody in the. Can we get a pass? Is there a rule where if you win the conference 2 years in a row, you get a pass in the next first round? That should be a rule. Let's make that a rule. Vincent. Trey says we'd be fine if we had Sid. That's next year. That's next year. Who are we trading for Sid next year? We got to take somebody's captain. Right? We got to trade. We got to take somebody's captain. Colin says, I'll stand on business in saying that the Panthers will win tonight against Stolars. Man, I hope. Kachuk says, Marchand used to play on power play 1. Trey, there's no way. No joke. No trying. Not Mackey. Also says, go back to 1 through 8 and the Panthers could play the doubles. Yeah, you win the division, you get to pick your opponent. Yeah. Who would we pick? Probably Carolina. I mean, we're the Panthers. If we got to choose anybody, if we win the division, get to choose anybody, wouldn't we want to play Carolina? Huh? Who's with me? You think that you'd rather play the doubles? I don't know. We kind of have Carolina's number the way Montreal has ours. In fact, if you won the conference the previous year and you win your division, not only you get to pick all of the playoff opponents in your conference. You get to set the matchups 1 through 8. Trey says Carolina would be next because who hits the rebuild button while contending? Joe says, no, I don't want another 10-period overtime, right? Oh, man, that was... You think the Caps are going to hit a reality check? Maybe. I keep saying I'm hoping Montreal makes it so they beat Washington. I mean, that would be nice. It's dreaming. Mr. Viz says maybe Toronto loses to Ottawa in the first round. Would we rather play Ottawa than Toronto, though? Hey, Eric. Yeah, the playoffs started today. We get Tampa. Yeah. Just offer the farm to Carolina for Sebastian. Oh. Yeah, Trey says if we had Carolina's GM, he would have dealt Bob and Barkey at the deadline. Yeah, but we would have gotten Taylor Hall out of the deal, Trey. We would have gotten Taylor Hall out of the deal. Now, that can't be ignored. Ottawa does well against Toronto, right? Yeah, we got Tampa last year, too. Yeah. I don't know if the Panthers want Tampa. This is a good question. Meadow says, if Montreal goes on another Cinderella run and meets us in the Eastern Conference Finals, who do you think wins? I mean, I would still have to pick us. We wouldn't lose to them we couldn't lose to Sam Montembeau in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? Right? Right. Don't answer that question. IDK. I knew that was coming. It was a hypothetical, though, IDK. Taylor Hall is not Darryl Hall, though. That's true. That's true. Although Darryl's kind of old now. Taylor might outsing him still. Moore says, at this rate, the only guy I fear can save the Panthers is Yager. I mean, we need to get Marchand a goal, too. Kachuk around says finding the magic magically in game 3 when everyone is healthy is going to be a tough sell. Well, remember last year at the end of the year, was it last year that Ekblad was out? He was, but we weren't this banged up. Oh, by the way, have we heard anything about Sturm? Colin brought him up. Said Marchand and Sturm goal. Have we heard anything about Sturm at all? Like anything at all, at all, at all? Anything? What's your point? What I want? Want is a difficult word. He's out the rest of the trip. Thank you. He's getting looked at today. Okay. Which opponent would I prefer, Eric? Probably Toronto. Now, that's not me saying I guarantee we could beat them, but not interested in playing Ottawa because Kachuk coming back from a groin, playing his brother, that can't be good. Certainly not interested in playing Tampa because Kucherov, Vasilevsky. And we've consistently beaten Toronto, so Toronto it is. I feel better about going up against their goalie tandem than certainly Vasilevsky. If Chucky's healthy, X-Fresh, if he's healthy. Anthony says, I assume the Panthers had more points than they actually did. I thought we were number 1 in the Southeast Division, but apparently Tampa is. Princess says, the problem is our GM and coach both operate with last year's power balance in the league. Every playoff team got much better, but the Panthers kind of the same, maybe got worse. Definitely not as potent offensively. Scrolling down to the bottom. Not I told you. Yeah, I think Toronto's 3 points ahead. Let's see. Let's see where we are. 2 points. So Leafs 94, Lightning 93, Panthers 92, right? Which, by the way, I talk about this a little bit on the podcast today. Do not don't completely discount the possibility with the 2 schedules that Montreal could pass Ottawa. Now, I know they're not going to have the tiebreaker, so they'd have to have more points. But it's not impossible when you look at their 2 schedules. If Montreal continues to play well, Ottawa's not got that spot so wrapped up. It's not a guarantee. Ottawa and Montreal play April 11th. So that's a 4-point swing. The Canadians are 5 points out right now. But if you look at the schedule of the 2 teams, Montreal, Bruins, Flyers, Preds, Wings, Senators, Leafs, Blackhawks, Hurricanes. Hurricanes aren't going to be needing points. And then you look at the Senators, Lightning, Panthers, Jackets, Canadians, Flyers, Blackhawks, Hurricanes. So it's not a huge disparity, but it's not impossible. So wouldn't that be some garbage if we decided to bust our ass and win the division and then Montreal passed Ottawa and we drew Montreal in the first round? It could happen. Kachukin says, I think we actually don't want home ice takes the pressure off, and the only goal is to split the first 2 games until Ekblad comes back. If you drop game 1 at home, then you're worried about a sweep. Do I have a dark? He says, you're so negative. Do I have a dark room? No, but I used to work in the dark room. That was actually my job, Vincent. Thank you for noticing. When I worked for my parents, they owned a print shop. And one of my jobs was to expose and develop the negatives to then put on the plates, to then put on the printing presses. So, yes, I actually did have a dark room. 5 people will know what the hell we're talking about. Express says Montreal thinks they're hot shit. Well, if they play us, I mean, Monty's just lights out against us now. Definitely not, Austin. Definitely not. Nope. Most assuredly not. Columbus takes their spot. And, of course, that's another possibility, too. Anthony says, to me, Toronto is one of the more overrated teams this season. To you, Toronto, they're not as great as the media made them out to be at the beginning of the season. I think they still lead the division yeah, Austin, and not a fan. Not a fan of it at all. No, she did what she did, so she can do whatever it is she's going to do. Toronto's got, their goal differential is only at 23. Ours is only at 34. Lightning 72. Lightning have won 4 straight. Where's Columbus? They're at 77 points, so they're 2 points behind. But Columbus has got 1 game in hand. Jeez, what a cluster this is. And now Islanders just walked themselves right out the door by losing 6 straight. And the Bruins are officially the worst team in the conference. Look at that. We should have a moment of silence. Stop the count. I will take 3rd place right now. Oh, no, because we played Tampa. Damn it. I was going to say stop the count because the Bruins are the worst team in the conference. Adonis wants to know where I got the name Jaws from. Because on Twitter, when I started this channel, it was all people that followed me on Twitter. And my name on Twitter is Jawsaholic. And so when I started putting out the videos, people just called me Jaws. And since I thought it was pretty cool to have a nickname that was also the title of your favorite movie, I didn't disagree. I didn't argue that point. So I just said, okay, Jaws it is. I'll take it. Joe in Boston has 69 points. Yeah. That was a moment of loudness for the downfall of the Bruins, right? This is Sharks territory. Exactly. Hey, Pente. Oh, what was that? Kenneth says, rewind back to November. Bruins not making the playoffs. What's up? Good call, Kenneth. Good call. Pente says, Florida's forwards ain't looking that good at the moment. Maybe Zito will trade Swaggy next year. Guy makes $7 million. And what can he do without Reinhart or Sasha? Nothing. It's bad, but I don't think he's going anywhere. So you're asking me about the Leafs combined 97 goals so far this season on the second line? Maybe that's why we got Marchand. Maybe that's why they picked up Marchand to put him on that second line. Because I don't know if Chicken Chuck's going to be back soon enough. 97 goals is a lot. That reminds me of the Panthers' old President's Trophy season. We had how many guys that had over 30 goals that year? It was a lot of guys. I'll talk. Mr. Vid wants to hear the shark attack story. Yeah, I know. We don't want Tampa at home. Anthony says, Jaws, last few seasons, I've known the Panthers have gone through the motions at the end of the season, going into the playoffs. They're playing well, but they're not playing their best. I mean, that's true. It's just we're just waiting to find out if they have gas left in the tank, you know. From my guy Shark Teeth. Hey, Great White. Metal says, we think we'll have an active or slow off season. Yeah, it depends on what happens, right? I mean, you're going to have to reload. You're going to have to get, like you see what Sam Miskevich did for us this year, you got to make room for Swordlift next year. You got to start infusing the lineup with some younger guys that are going to keep having energy. It's just the nature of the beast. Penders is not having depth shows. Huge mistake letting Stenlund walk. It was possible to keep him put, but Zito crapped his pants. Also, OEL was a bad loss. Pente says this season is an off season. You may end up correct. I still have to stick to my prediction because that's what I said. I'm not going to back off now just to look stupid. I have no problem looking stupid, right? You know, apparently, I'll believe anything anybody tell me. Apparently. Anthony says, what fans don't realize going as deep as the chat jumped. He says, what fans don't realize is going as deep as the Panthers have in the playoffs last 3 years, it's not shocking that they're going through the motions like this. And that's true. We've never experienced before, right? Penders says, Samuel good enough to make a difference? I mean, not between winning a playoff round or not. Not right now, right? But at least he's got legs. Hi, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. She says, I think we need to let the guys rest and come back next year, kind of like what Vegas is doing this year after the first round exit last year. I can't disagree. Of course, we want to win. But now let's look at it another way. Like, even if let's say we did win the cup again. I mean, let's say we won the cup again. I think that pretty much guarantees another long playoff run. If we did that, like we're not making the playoffs next year. We're going to win 20 games. We might forfeit 20 of them if they went on another long run this year. Pente says, problem with Florida is a lot of great guys and a lot of mad-type players need full solid lineup. I'm not impressed with their lineup when you look at all the spots. Well, Boquist has disappeared. Rodriguez has disappeared. 4C has been meh. Meh. Greer is not Lomberg. Lusterinen stopped scoring. Kachuk is out. Barkov is not 100%. That's 7 forwards, and that's more than half. I'm gullible, Andy. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what happens when you trust people, Vincent. It's bad news sometimes. Mr. says, no, we're pulling Islanders, right? Anthony says, I've always made this comparison with the Panthers, similar to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the season is not as important to them as they used to care more about the playoffs. Well, if we win the whole thing again, I can guarantee you everybody's going to start treating us. They already treat us like the Chiefs, right? That's okay, Eric. No problem about that. Let's talk about something good. How about them Dolphins? Icy. Hey. We re-signed Liam Eichenberg. Dolphin fans, how can you not be excited about Zach Wilson and Liam Eichenberg? What is wrong with you? Bunch of fake fans. Don't you know talent when you see it? Kenneth says Florida's not done, but injuries to them in this season. Panthers will be back. Yeah, I mean, guys are just running out of gas. The only chance that we have in this playoffs is if we just like brought up the whole AHL team right now and just sat everybody: Barkov, Reinhart, Verhaeghe, Bennett, Mikula, Forsling, Jones. Just sit them all and just play the AHL roster. We only need 2 points to clinch a playoff spot, right? Can we clinch a playoff spot? What do we got? 92? Is 94 clinch? And just rest everybody. I mean, they get, what is it, the second? They get 2.5 weeks off. All right, says the fact Paul isn't mad means he already saw this coming. At least I feel like that. It's the only thing that makes sense. He knows they're just going through the motions and not being overly physical. Yeah. Metal says, notice how Florida fans want to avoid Tampa and Tampa fans want to play us. I bet everybody wants to play us right now in our current configuration, right? Who's going to trip Kucherov in Game 5, Vincent? Gadjevich. Are we going to get Well, we probably will get Gadjevich on the ice tonight, right? Right? I know we're going to get Nosek because if Sturm's out, you're going to get Nosek. Sit Boquist. Put Gadjevich in. Bring up Sordiff. Give Rodriguez a day off. Put Lundell and Barkov spot and bring up who's that kid, the center that they got? Not Dalpe. Isn't there another guy who's the center at the AHL level? Not ready yet. Silva says Tampa's going to whoop our butts in the playoffs. Now, won't it be funny? Won't it be ha-ha funny if we get to Game 1 and this team, boom, they do the opposite. Instead of ghosting, they just reappear. There's the real Panthers, right? What if they do that Game 1? Ari, I don't know yet. I think they're taking a look at Sturm today. Joe says, but the Kings won 20, 12, and 14. Blackhawks won 10 and 15. Just because we don't win 2 in a row doesn't mean they won't win again. Well, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, IDK's, yeah. We managed to clinch tonight. Doubtful. Bring up the kids and give everyone a break. I wish they'd do it. Rest everyone for Verhaeghe. He doesn't deserve a great break. Yeah, no boom during the playoffs. Yeah. Maybe that's why Donna ghosted me. She wanted me to be ready for the playoffs. Oh, my God. My God, my God. People. Hey, True. Last night was a bend you over. Yeah. Metal says they've given us no indication that they can do that. Remember, there were some games even in the playoffs where we had no energy. But we got our cup. I can't point to the sign here because it's not in here. It's in the other room. Well, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. All right. That's going to do it for today, everybody. I was up at 3 o'clock, so I need to try to get some rest before this game. Appreciate all of the support, as always. Thank you for all the super chats, as always. And everything continues, right? Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Everything goes back to the way it was 2 months ago. And we just pick it up from there. And that's that. Appreciate all the support. And we will see you tonight. tonight.